most likely the biggest live crowd, obviously, that you fought in front of. Did you ever think for this moment that it would be taking on Jake Paul?
Never in a million years. I never thought I would be fighting him.
Hey, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but I know you probably signed NDA, but blink twice if that Jake Paul fight was set up.
Blink twice.
I know you probably.
I don't never blink because I got these liberty eyes. I don't need much air, you know what I mean, to keep them open. A lot of people wonder that, but think about this. If I say Rampage pay you $2 million, right? Let this dude beat you, what you gonna do? You're gonna feel disrespected, number one.
Yeah.
Right, that ain't enough money.
Yeah.
But I got paid in the Jake fights. For me to do that, I gotta be willing to walk away for good, and it gotta set me up for a while.
You're dealing with one of the greatest fighters that's ever lived. It's just how much does he want to do it? Is he doing it for money? You know, how much does he have left in the tank? Those are all questions that'll make me buy the pay-per-view.
During a heated press conference leading up to their highly anticipated fight, Mike Tyson delivered a stinging rebuke to Jake Paul, claiming that his knockouts are rigged. Tyson's comments struck a nerve with Paul, sparking an intense exchange between the two fighters. The press conference, meant to build excitement, quickly became a tense showdown as Tyson questioned Paul's track record, accusing him of fighting opponents who might have been hand-picked to give him easy wins.
I said that I was done watching Jake Paul fights, and then, you know, now it's Mike Tyson, and they're so good. I mean, both the Pauls do it. They're such hateable people because it's just so polarizing, right? Because they're so high energy, and you know, when you have those big personalities, and obviously they've done a bunch of dumb shit in the past, so they're very easy to hate. And a lot of people want to watch them get their asses beat, but they just make sure they do fights where that's never going to happen. So you watch them fight, right? But they make sure that they're taking fights that they know they can win. And then it's like, dude, it's such a good recipe. It's crazy.
Tyson, with his decades-long legacy in boxing, didn't hold back. He pointed to the contrast between his career and Paul's, remarking that he has fought real champions, fighters who could take punches and give them back. As per Tyson, Jake has been knocking out people who wouldn't last around with real competition. Tyson's comments seemed aimed at undermining Paul's recent knockouts, including his wins against former MMA stars and lesser-known boxers, which many critics have questioned as setups to boost Paul's reputation. This statement put Jake Paul on the defensive. As Tyson continued, he pressed Paul to acknowledge what Tyson claimed were the staged nature of his recent victories, suggesting Paul's team had carefully selected opponents to create a knockout reel that looked impressive but didn't truly prove his skills. Refusing to back down, Paul shot back at Tyson, saying that he has earned every win he has got. He added that he didn't have the legacy handed to him, and he had to work to get where he is. Paul went on to argue that his wins were legitimate and that he had entered boxing without the traditional support or a background in the sport, fighting opponents who, in his view, were still tough competitors. Paul defended his career, contending that his rapid rise to fame and multiple victories were proof of his work ethic and drive.
I've said it many times before, Jake Paul cannot box. He's not a pugilist. He swings away. He's absolutely fucking useless. No. It's just a shame that it's come to this.
Yeah.
It'd be absolutely fantastic if Tyson goes in there and puts a whooping up on and lands a couple of shots. And that's probably half the sell. People are going to buy it thinking, oh, what if Mike Tyson catches him? But the reality is, I don't think he's going to be allowed to catch him.
Unmoved by Paul's response, Tyson doubled down, looking directly at Paul as he said that boxing is about skill and heart, not YouTube views or social media. According to Tyson, Jake thinks he is a fighter because he has got followers and viral videos. Real fighters don't pick and choose who they knock out. This was met with applause from Tyson's fans in the audience, further fueling the animosity between the two fighters on stage. Tyson also questioned Paul's motivation for stepping into the ring, accusing him of being more focused on fame and money than the sport itself. For Tyson, a fighter's respect in the ring must be earned through skill, sacrifice, and resilience, not just by beating weaker opponents. As the press conference neared its end, Tyson issued a final challenge to Paul, saying that people should see what Jake is really made of. No shortcuts, no hand-picked opponents, just a real fight, warned Tyson. He further claimed that on fight night, there would be no escaping the reality of facing a seasoned fighter with decades of experience. Tyson's tone made it clear he was fully committed to testing Paul in the ring, with no plans to hold back.
How hard was it to put this fight together, to get him to agree to fight you? It sounds like he was game from the jump, but how hard was it?
Yeah, no, he was game. I think he's always wanted to do this. This has been a long time coming. We've been calling each other out for years, and we finally got to make it happen on Netflix, the biggest platform in the world.
Refusing to be intimidated, Paul gave one final retort to Tyson. He said that this isn't Tyson's era anymore. This is a new generation, and Jake is here to prove that he belongs in the ring. Paul promised that on fight night, he would bring everything he had to counter Tyson's power and experience. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan discussed the unexpected news of poor ticket sales for the much-anticipated showdown showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Despite the constant media coverage and relentless buzz, the excitement surrounding the fight isn't translating into packed arenas. This discrepancy led Rogan to speculate whether the intense hype around the event is misaligned with what fans truly want. Rogan, a veteran commentator in the combat sports arena, voiced both surprise and disappointment upon hearing the news. He theorized that the underwhelming ticket sales could stem from a disconnect between the fan bases of the two fighters. Tyson's loyal supporters, many of whom are traditional boxing fans, may not take Jake Paul seriously as a legitimate contender. On the other hand, Paul's predominantly younger audience, more attuned to social media, might be interested in the fight but less likely to show up in person, preferring to watch from home via pay-per-view. Rogan observed that Tyson's followers are true boxing enthusiasts, eager to watch him face off against genuine contenders or fellow legends. To them, having Jake Paul's name on the lineup feels out of place. On the other hand, Rogan noted that Jake's fans might prefer to catch him online, where they're accustomed to his presence. It's an unusual mix, and perhaps that's why the arenas aren't drawing the crowds they anticipated.
Just that head movement and inside is just wild.
Everything. And the power. It was just, that's what you wanted to see from a heavyweight. So that guy is still alive, and he still remembers all these moments. It's not like he doesn't know how to put his knuckles on your face. The question is, how much does he have left in his body?
Aside from the heated rivalry between fan bases, Rogan pointed out two additional key issues: the timing and the steep ticket costs. He emphasized the current state of the economy, noting that this is a high-end event. While it's certainly a captivating spectacle, that doesn't always translate to people being able to afford to spend hundreds of dollars for a live experience. Rogan pointed out that the timing of the fight could be less than ideal. With a string of high-profile boxing and MMA events dominating the scene lately, fans may be financially drained or simply fatigued by the constant flow of major matchups. He noted that there has been an unrelenting series of fights recently, and people may need a pause to recharge and rediscover their excitement for the next big event. Social media has been buzzing with reactions to the underwhelming sales, with many fans voicing skepticism similar to Rogan's. Several pointed out that they didn't view Jake Paul as a legitimate challenger to Tyson, while others labeled the event a mere money grab. Boxing journalists and industry experts have also echoed Rogan's concerns, arguing that while these spectacles may attract large audiences, they must deliver something genuinely competitive or innovative to justify the hefty price tags. Without that, convincing fans to part with their money becomes a tough sell.
58 today is not 58 when I was 21. It's a different 58, especially if they're not testing him. Okay,
Yeah.
If they're letting him take hormones and peptides and do all the things that I would recommend 100%. I mean, I don't know how you could do it if you're 58 if you're not doing that. If they're allowing him to do all that stuff and get his body to the optimum level that's known to science, you're dealing with a different kind of human being.
This weekend is set to deliver an electrifying spectacle for fight enthusiasts, with two of the most eagerly awaited events in combat sports this year. November is shaping up to be a true paradise for fans, featuring UFC 309 alongside the highly anticipated boxing clash between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, scheduled for back-to-back dates. After a thrilling October, highlighted by events like UFC 308, the action continues with the Tyson-Paul bout on November 15th, followed by UFC 309 the next night. As the weekend nears, Jon Jones has surprised many by showing respect for Paul, even as much of the MMA world remains skeptical of the YouTuber-turned-boxer. Speaking to Jeffrey Wu, Jon Jones praised the younger Paul brother's cunning and resourcefulness, stating, "Jake really understands the game, man. He just understands, just how social media works and just marketing, like just all of it." Wu went over and beyond by FaceTiming the boxer directly in front of Jones while praising the YouTuber-turned-boxer. Jake Paul was surprised when Jon Jones spoke to him, and was even more elated when Jones said the following: "Congratulations on everything you're doing, bro. The W, the boxing, you're absolutely killing it. I'm proud of you. I'm incredibly proud of you." A gushing Jake Paul responded with a call for double win. "I'm gonna get Tyson, and then you're gonna get Stipe the next day." To which the heavyweight champion stated, "We're both gonna do it, man. Let's put in work, baby. Let's show them how we do it." The UFC heavyweight champion happily accepted Paul's suggestion that they arrange a meeting once their respective bouts were were over before he hung up. Following his interaction with the problem child, Jon Jones commended Paul's standing in the combat sports community. It's funny, like when I've been asked many times what I think about his success, and I've always just praised him for what he's doing. I've never been a jealous person, like someone who's kicking ass at life. In 2020, the iconic Mike Tyson stepped back into the boxing ring for an exhibition match with the legendary Roy Jones Jr. While the contest ended in a draw, spectators were captivated by the determination and tenacity displayed by both fighters, even in their later years. Though the event was not competitive in the traditional sense, it became a massive success, drawing nearly 1.6 million pay-per-view buys and cementing its status as one of the most lucrative pay-per-view events in the sport's history. While Roy Jones Jr. never experienced a defeat in the ring, he acknowledged that Mike Tyson was the most formidable opponent he had ever faced. In a recent conversation with Andre Ward on the All the Smoke Fight podcast, Jones praised Tyson's raw power and the extraordinary speed he retained at 54, an impressive feat for a fighter approaching his late 50s. When you get out there and look at Mike, you have an understanding of who and what Mike is, but you don't realize that the little side-to-side movement that I never thought a lot of before, you really have a hard time hitting him with that. So that was probably the most fascinating thing to me, the fact that he can still dodge punches the way that he could, said Roy Jones Jr. to Andre Ward. He further added, I feel like I've got some of the fastest hands in boxing. I'm thinking no way in the world he can dodge my punches. But he was. He was able to dodge them, and I was surprised. The first time he hit me in the chest, it was like a mule had kicked me in the chest. At 57 years old, I said, oh my goodness, you ain't gonna hit me no more. The skill gap between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is substantial, creating a significant challenge for the YouTuber turned boxer. Although Paul is 31 years younger, he's up against a combat sports legend with years of professional experience and technical precision. While Paul's youth, athleticism, and stamina are assets, Tyson's wealth of knowledge in strategy and execution gives him a distinct advantage. However, Paul might find a sliver of hope in Tyson's ongoing battle with health issues, including stomach ulcers, which could impact the legendary fighter's performance. The much-anticipated clash between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is fast approaching, and it's already sparking intense debate within the boxing community. Since the fight was revealed, the divide in opinions has only grown wider, with passionate supporters and skeptics on both sides. Boxing commentator Showbiz, the adult, is among the most vocal, going all in with a daring $12,000 wager on the outcome, making his stance clear in the midst of the frenzy. The buzz surrounding the event is intensifying, especially with key figures like Showbiz the adult backing it financially. The thrill was amplified when Paul, the YouTuber turned fighter, posted a video on Instagram where he revealed placing a bet on the former world champion. He said, "This is the craziest bet I've ever done. The max bet is $12,000. Let me think. Dog, you know what? You live life once. And I'm part of the show. I'm gonna be there next week. I'm part of the show." Showbiz. The adult continued by outlining the payment he would receive should his wager be successful. He added, "I call myself a fan. I say Mike's gonna win, then put my money where my mouth is. I said, I'ma do this. I say, hello, Mike, you better win this fight. You better win this. I bet $12,000 on Mike. $12,500 to win $26,000. Mike, you win this fight, man. You win it." The $26,000 reward hinges on Tyson, a fighter boasting a 50-6 record, defying the years and facing off against the notorious problem child. As concerns grow over his physical state and whether his body can endure the strain, recent setbacks, such as a painful ulcer flare-up, have caused anxiety among his fans. Yet, if the accounts of his previous opponents are anything to go by, Tyson may still be primed to add another win to his legacy. Roy Jones Jr., a former rival of Mike Tyson, has expressed confidence in Tyson's ability to defeat Jake Paul in their upcoming fight. With a remarkable career record of 66 victories and 10 defeats, the ex-light heavyweight champion made a return to the ring at the age of 54 for a bout against Anthony Pettis. 4 years earlier, Jones Jr. faced off with Tyson in an exhibition match, which ended in a draw. Tyson's final professional fight occurred almost 2 years ago when he faced Kevin McBride and ultimately retired on his stool. In a heartfelt interview that has recently resurfaced online, Tyson made a public declaration of his permanent departure from the ring. Despite this, Jones Jr. remains optimistic, firmly believing that Tyson will emerge victorious if he ever returns. Speaking to MMA NYTT, he commented, "I believe in Mike, likely via decision, but if he wants to finish it, he can. Yet, if he's just looking to enjoy the fight, he might take it slow and have some fun." The legendary boxer is sure that Tyson will have an advantage over Paul because of his precision, stamina, and defensive prowess. He added, "I'm not worried about Mike and his age. Mike is still hard to hit, and he hits like a truck. When I boxed him 4 years ago, we did 2-minute rounds, and surprisingly, he didn't lose energy. He kept the same pace." Tyson has issued a warning to his opponent. Be in shape, be in good shape because your health depends on it. Paul retorted, "You're the one who wanted right 2-minute rounds. Want to make it 10x3? Don't talk to me about shape. You want 10 by 3 inches?" Tyson remained silent as Paul continued. "That's the thing. Everyone's all talk. I'll do whenever, wherever. It's all talk. I'm stating facts." Talking. Tyson did eventually offer a response when he said simply, "Be careful. He should be very careful." Paul then boldly proclaimed, "People are always going to have something to say. It's because I've proved everyone wrong. I'm here to make history. I'm here for a challenge, and I'm here to fight one of the most dangerous men in boxing. He's vicious. He's a killer. He has one-punch KO power. He is the greatest heavyweight of all time, but I will prove all of the haters wrong." So what if he's nearing 60? In his prime, Mike Tyson was an unstoppable force, a fighter whose presence electrified the world. Now, nearly 20 years since his retirement, Tyson is gearing up for a showdown with Jake Paul, ready to create a spectacle that will leave a lasting impression on both the live audience and millions tuning in via Netflix. True to form, Tyson is fully dedicated, powering through intense training and enduring the pain of a recent ulcer flare-up while on a flight. Gym photos and training videos have once again thrust him into the limelight. His latest post features a captivating shot of him with a few close colleagues, sparking a wave of buzz among his followers. Taken at the vast Mike Tyson Boxing Club, the image shows Iron Mike looking focused and fired up for his upcoming fight. He's flanked by 2 trusted companions, all radiating a sense of readiness for action. Tyson's caption simply read, "Ripped and ready." The excitement was further fueled by the presence of his trainer, Rafael Cordero, who joined fans in expressing support for the boxing legend.
Left hook. Up. What's good for today? I took it. You sure? Yeah. Yes. You sure? Yeah. Yeah. You sure? Yeah. It's all right? Let's do this. You did great. With us. You sure? Yes. I got a lot in me.
The showdown with Jake Paul was originally slated for July 20th, but a medical emergency forced its cancellation and pushed the fight to its current date. Even before the setback, the match had drawn criticism, with many questioning its fairness. The ulcer flare-up only deepened the skepticism and backlash. Weeks later, reports revealed that Iron Mike had resumed training, and shortly thereafter, a video emerged of him knocking out his sparring partner, quickly going viral. The recent image may offer an extra surge of excitement as fans anxiously await the much-anticipated showdown with the problem child. Here's a glimpse into what some fans are saying about it. Naturally, Milan Tyson expressed pride in her father's achievement. "The champ is here," she said. But for Mike Perry, it was a chance to make fun of him. The bare-knuckle boxer made fun of his old opponent Jake Paul by pointing out how Iron Mike had grown stronger. He said, "That shirt's an XL, and it looks like if I'm wearing a large or medium, Jake Paul, you in trouble, bro." Despite being years removed from the ring, Mike Tyson has preserved an impressive level of physical fitness. Yet, the upcoming 10-round clash with Jake Paul, each round lasting 2 minutes, poses a serious challenge. Competing against a younger, active fighter who's 30 years his junior requires nothing short of peak condition. The fight has captured the attention of fans, building excitement for one of the year's most anticipated matchups.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tyson has both amazed and baffled fans with a physique that mirrors the peak of his career. Tyson's unwavering commitment to his rigorous training regimen is clear. Recent videos capture him pushing himself to the brink, performing punishing workouts like intense heavy bag drills and focused neck exercises, all while showcasing his formidable power and precision. Thanks to his dedication, Tyson has sculpted a lean, muscular physique that echoes the strength of his prime ring days. However, his transformation is not just physical, it's a mental rebirth. He now exudes a renewed sense of purpose and determination, driven by the desire to push past the conventional boundaries of aging. He declared, "Age is just a number," reaffirming his belief that mental clarity and self-assurance are essential for maintaining physical vigor and vitality. Jake Paul recognized Tyson's remarkable change. In response to Tyson's recent photos, Paul commented, "Fair play, Mike, you look incredible, Hulk, but I'm still you up." The forthcoming bout has garnered significant buzz, not only because of the star-studded fighters, but also due to its groundbreaking live streaming debut on Netflix, marking the platform's foray into live sports. As excitement mounts, the event is poised to attract a vast global audience, all eager to witness the clash between the legendary boxer and the YouTuber-turned-fighter. As the fight date approaches, the boxing community is divided. Some express concern over the large age gap and its potential impact on health, while others are eagerly awaiting Tyson's return to the ring. ring. Tyson's impressive physical transformation stands as a testament to his enduring dedication to the sport and his unyielding drive to perform at the highest level, even well beyond his prime. With the event looming, both fighters remain focused on their training, as fans brace for what promises to be a historic and unforgettable moment in boxing. During a chat with Sky Sports, Lennox Lewis, who once faced Tyson in the ring, offered his insights on the upcoming showdown. Despite Tyson, at 58, preparing to battle an opponent over 3 decades his junior, Lewis is still certain that Tyson will come out on top. It's hard to box when you're that old, moving around the ring, throwing punches, getting punches thrown at you, but I think he can handle it, Lewis told Sky Sports. Lewis highlights that Tyson's knack for delivering devastating body and head shots has become second nature to him, a skill Paul has yet to face. He believes Tyson will be able to demonstrate this deadly precision when the fight commences. In contrast, Paul will likely prioritize avoiding Tyson's dangerous strikes, with particular attention on steering clear of the corners where the threat intensifies. He said, "I'm sure Jake Paul will be moving fast, moving around the ring. He's not going to want to stand there and get hit by Mike Tyson. I'll be there and it's going to be exciting." Tyson's upcoming showdown isn't merely against Paul, it's a clash with Father Time, whose effects are already evident on his aging body. The signs of wear were significant enough to delay their initial bout over health worries. While Tyson's boxing mastery remains unquestionable, the real challenge lies in whether his body can still endure the rigors of the ring, making his physical stamina the most crucial element of the fight. Mike Tyson doesn't shy away from admitting that kindness is not part of his nature, nor does he claim to have found inner peace. These are his own reflections, spoken by a man who once wore the crown of world heavyweight champion, a fighter who earned the notorious title of the baddest man on the planet. These words come from the same man who infamously bit off part of an opponent's ear in the heat of a match. He is not only a father, a husband, and a podcaster, but also a man whose past includes a tangled history with the law. 4 decades ago, Mike Tyson was a relentless powerhouse, fierce, untamed, and almost savage in his pursuit of victory. His persona mirrored his punches, direct, brutal, and singular in intent. Today, however, the narrative has shifted. Tyson has transformed into a multifaceted figure, an enigma whose complexity only deepens with time, leaving the world captivated by his ever-evolving story.
This is the strongest I've ever seen you. Yeah? Yeah, the strongest I've ever, and I know you since you're 13. I think this impresses out of me. Nothing impresses me. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't lie. I was worried about him traveling here, traveling there, he's not getting... I can sleep now at night.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.